Hello everybody, welcome back to skidsteers.com. I'm Isaac and today we're going to be bringing you a wide variety of skid steer tracks that we offer. We're going to go from the least aggressive to the most aggressive when it comes to that traction you may be looking for on the ground surface that you're riding on. These are all considered a heavy duty set of tracks and they're all manufactured with high quality rubber compounds, as well as you're going to find the continuous steel cables running throughout the tracks. Both of these things are going to, of course, give you a longer life out of the tracks, as well as very good durability, and you'll be able to be running for a very, very long amount of time without needing replacements, which is going to be very nice. We're going to first here go over the block tread pattern. The block tread is going to be a fantastic set of tracks if you're in any construction sites or you're doing forestry work where you may be running into sharp metals or nails or branches or any really sharp rocks or objects. This is going to be a very abrasive track, so it's going to be able to take all of that abrasion, no problem whatsoever. It's not going to be the most smooth of ride as you may see on some of these other tracks, but it's still going to ride just fine. And again, it's going to be for those applications where you need that extra durability on the tracks, because you're going to see here that the block tread is designed to have this very large pad of rubber. That way, if you do run into any of these things, it's going to be able to ride right over it without tearing or gouging or anything like that on the tracks that have, a more thin tread design to it. Maybe not thickness, but that tread might be, a more skinny wave or whatever you may have. The block tread track is 2.5 inches thick of rubber if you were to measure from the bottom to the top of the tread pad here. And then the tread pad itself is 1.5 inches of rubber, which is going to give you a very long life out of these tracks, and you're not going to have to, again, be needing to get replacements. Here we're going to go over the C tread pattern. This is kind of your jack of all trades track. It's going to be very comparable to the block tread. The difference is going to be that groove that was cut out in that block shape, and that's going to give the C-shape pattern. And this is going to be good for a little bit more traction, right? And so you're going to be able to ride on gravel, dirt, snow, mud, whatever it may be, a little bit better than you are going to be with the block. But you're also going to have that durability that you're finding with the block, because the C-tread pattern is, again, very thick, so it can take that abrasion, but you've got those grooves that are going to be able to dig into the ground a little bit better, and it would be a smoother ride for you. On the C-tread tracks, they're very similar, again, like I said, to the block. It's going to be 2.5 inches thick from the bottom of the track to the top of the tread. And then that tread there is about 1.5 inches thick as well. So you're going to get that long life out of them before needing any replacements. And here we have the BD pattern, which is also known as the bidirectional track. This is a very, very nice track for minimal ground disturbance. So if you're doing any landscaping or you're riding around on somebody's lawn or anything like that, this is going to give you exceptional float. And so you're not going to be tearing up the ground surface as much as you would, let's say, with something more aggressive like the tracks over here. It's a very, very high quality set of tracks, just like the rest of them here. When you're looking at the thickness of this material here, this is also going to be 2.5 inches thick from the bottom of the track to the top of that tread. And then that tread pad is about 1.5 inches tall as well. So you're going to get a lot of life out of these. And the nice thing is with the bidirectional tracks is you're going to be able to get that same float, that same traction you would forward as well as you would backward. And the cool thing I like about these tracks is the tread pattern is going directly across the entire track, where a lot of the tracks in between the middle here where your sprockets ride, it's going to be kind of a blank space of tread. So you're going to get that full amount of traction that you may be looking to get, but it's not going to be so aggressive where you're tearing up those lawns. Here we have the multi-bar track. This is a very popular track as well for doing any sort of lawn care or riding around on ground surfaces that you're not trying to really tear up, because you're going to have a very good float with these. We do think and see that these have a better traction than the bidirectional track, and the reason being is this tread here is broken up into so many little individual pieces running across the track. So you're going to have more groove. You're going to have more parts of the track, the rubber, that's going to dig into the ground surface. That's going to help you if you are on, gravel or in dirt or something like that, which is very nice to have. But it also is going to be, again, very nice on those surfaces that you're not trying to tear up. and it's got great float, so you're going to have a really smooth ride. Whereas, again, the block tread, you're not going to get as smooth of a ride. Whereas with the multi-bar, it's going to be super, super nice. You won't be rattling around or shaking or anything like that. So this is going to be a fantastic track for that. When it comes to the thickness of the tread on the multi-bar track, if you were to measure from the bottom to the top of the tread, this is going to be 2 inches thick. And then these pieces of tread here running along each side, those are about 1¼ inches thick. And so again, you're going to get a very long life out of these tracks, and you're not going to be, riding in a construction site or out in the forest or anything like that. You'll be more on softer surfaces like grass or lawns or whatever it may be, or some dirt, things like that. So you're going to still get a very long life out of the tracks without ripping up that tread. Here we have the Z pattern. This is a very, very nice set of tracks. It's a very thick, high quality set of tracks that are going to last you a very long time. It's also very aggressive. So if you were to take a look at the Z tread, it's going to have that block design, kind of like the block tread, but on that block, you've got 6 pieces of tread that are raised up off of that block that have more edge and bite and groove. So when you are looking to dig into the ground surface and, drive all around in something that may be slippery like mud or snow or ice or dirt or gravel, and you need that extra traction, but you also need the durability, right? And so if you're out in the forest and it rained the day before and everything's muddy out there, but you still need to get out on the job site and get to work, this is a great track for that application. You're going to have no problem with sliding around or slippage, but you're also going to have that durability. Another nice thing that there is on the Z pattern is if you look closely in the back of these tread pads, there is a little shelf. So there's 2 little shelves on here in between each groove of the tread. And that shelf is going to help clear out that tread. So let's say it does get filled up with mud or snow or whatever it may be. It's going to have a very good ability to clear out the tracks without you having to, clean them off and spray them down. Those shelves are going to help kind of create, again, little shelves of that dirt or the snow or whatever. And as you're riding forward, it's just going to fall right out of there, which is very, very nice. These are a very heavy duty set of tracks, just like the rest of them, of course, but this one is a little bit thicker than the rest that we have here. This one's going to be 2¾ inches thick from the bottom to the top of the tread. And then that tread itself is about 1.75 inches. So you're going to get a very long life out of these as well. And you have no issues if you're running into a ton of gravel or rock or, whatever it may be. These are going to last you a very long time, high quality, and very great traction. Here we have the most aggressive tracks. We've got the sawtooth pattern. This one is going to be the best that you can get for snow and ice, for sure, without a doubt. You're going to be able to ride around in snow and ice like you're riding around on regular pavement. No problem. The reason being is you've got this wavy tread design going all the way across the track, which has tons of different edge and grooves in that tread, and then a lot more bite to the ground surface. So you'll be able to really get into that ground surface and slide and drive your skid steer around without sliding at all. The cool thing about the sawtooth is that, again, like the bidirectional track, it goes all the way across the tread. So there's not that gap in between here. The whole entire track is grabbing onto that ground surface. And then on each of these waves or sawtooth of tread, it's just like the Z pattern, broken up into 6 or 7 individual pieces of tread, that in between each of those there's another groove. So you have so much ability to grab onto the ground surface without sliding around. These are definitely by far the most aggressive tracks out of all the tracks here. And when it comes to the thickness of these ones, like most of them, it's going to be 2.5 inches thick from the bottom here to the top of the tread, and then about 1.5 inches thick on the tread itself. So very long life before needing replacements, no problem whatsoever. If you do have any questions or are interested in any of these tracks, we'd love to help you out. Give us a call. Our number is 866-315-3134. You can also click the link in the description. And one other thing I want to mention is that we are offering free shipping on a pair of these tracks. Any of the tracks that you find on our site, we've got free shipping on them for the pair. And we get these out the door to you the next day, sometimes even the same day. So give us a call if you have questions or would like to get one of these on order. Thank you all very much for watching, and you all have a great rest of your day.